Linhart, you skipped the War Council meeting again. If you have any pride at all as a noble, it would behoove you to start acting like one.
I have pride, some at least. But speaking of noble comportment, I seem to remember a certain someone who obeyed the church for a time and opposed the empire.
Your tongue cuts like 1,000 sharpened blades. Nonetheless, I did what was required for survival. My dream of regaining my family status would be forever lost were I to perish, and I cannot permit such a thing to come to pass. All I do is for the sake of House Nouvelle's revival.
That's lovely and all, but
It is not lovely.
as the tale goes, House Nouvelle had passed down the crest of Macule for many generations.
Cease your endless yammering and listen to me.
So I am forced to wonder why it is that you, a legitimate heir to the family, do not possess said crest. What's more, in its place you have the crest of Noah, who was one of the 4 apostles. Has your house stymied and deceived imperial investigations for generations? And if so, how?
If you aren't going to listen to me, I refuse to even entertain answering that question.
Well, I've grown tired of speaking, so we'll have to continue this another time. Good night.
Wait, no, I'll answer you. Just don't treat me like dirt trodden underfoot.
Then, by all means. Perhaps in the course of your explanation, something of use to House Nouvelle's restoration will crop up.
I would like that very much. Well then, to be frank, it is said that Saint Noah is an ancestor of House Nouvelle. The saint feared her crest, already rare even in her time, could prove a source of utter calamity. As such, she forged a magic that tricked crest investigation devices and aided her descendants.
Fascinating. And is there anything else regarding Saint Noah?
Your disdain is palpable. Now, does any of that sound of use to restoring my house or not?
I cannot say. I must hear the rest first.
You realize it would be bothersome in the extreme if I told you everything and none of it was helpful, yes? If you wish to hear more, I must have a guarantee it will provide something I can use.
What a bother. Ah, Constance, I have something I'd like to ask you.
I can't imagine how a dullard like myself would be anything but a bother to one such as you. However, I'm happy to answer anything you need.
Ah, perfect timing, Constance. I'd like to conduct a little experiment regarding the crest of Noah.
If my useless body can somehow help, it is yours. Linhart von Hevering, where are you?
Something wrong, Constance? You seem quite upset.
For crying out loud, there you are. I demand to know why you are always coming to my other side and engaging in all manner of questions and experiments. My secrets are being revealed one after another.
Well, naturally, I prefer to deal with someone who's forthcoming with her answers.
I am always forthcoming.
Actually, I'm finding you a bit troublesome.
Troublesome? What about me is troublesome? Explain yourself at once, you feckless cat of a man.
It's, well, you know.
No, I don't know. I'm answering whatever questions you throw at me, and that is the kind of mealy-mouthed, perfunctory response you deem fit to toss in my direction?
I suppose that's a fair point. But do you really want me to dig into detail on the bothersome parts of your personality?
Well, when you put it that way, it does sound like a discussion that would make me wroth.
Which is why I think the world is better off with my mealy-mouthed response, as you so aptly put it.
In that case, I shall let sleeping hounds lie.
Good. And with that, farewell.
Hold, cretin! My agreeing to drop that particular matter does not also apply to your digging about in my personal affairs via my other mood. We must discuss terms of exchange.
Terms of exchange?
Is it not obvious? My other side is cooperating with your research, so you shall cooperate with mine. There's always demand for new magical experimentation subjects, after all.
And what sort of magic do you mean exactly?
magic that makes one's eyes emit a dazzling golden light.
For the briefest of moments, I thought this might actually be interesting. Yes, well, all this talking has exhausted me, so perhaps we can take the matter up at a later date?
Oh, I don't mind, but make sure you talk to me as I am now. Understand? So you seek to block my path, do you? Do you challenge me? If so, be warned, none can hope to stand against me in a staring contest. Begin! You are a gracious loser to accept defeat so readily.
Ahem. I am hesitant even to ask, but what are you doing?
If it isn't Lawrence spying on me, Well, if you must know, an insolent feline was blocking my path and challenged me to a staring contest. However, we determined the winner quite readily. Were you witness to my victory?
Were you not once a noble?
I was, yes, and still am so at heart. In the future, you will see me as both the head of House Nouvelle and the world's finest mage.
Then it seems I must adjust my perception of you. I always knew you to be a striking beauty who possesses a keen talent for magic. I was even considering you as a candidate for marriage, should you happen to reform your house. But now to find you competing with a house cat, I beg your pardon. Pray disregard my words.
The gall required to consider a woman as a mate and subsequently disqualify her in the following sentence is staggering. Staggering, I tell you! You are a coarse, vulgar, indecent boor, and were I ever under consideration for your hand in marriage, I hereby withdraw any and all possible interest. Also, you are the heir to House Gloucester, yes? Why would I ever hope to marry into a house of such meager standing?
How dare you? The magnificent House Gloucester is anything but meager.
I do dare, and have done. And while I know not of your status within Leicester, House Nouvelle is steeped in tradition, with a bloodline closely guarded and unbroken. I find it hard to believe that joining your house is worth uprooting that.
Well now, I can hardly back down from words such as those. We of Gloucester are legitimate descendants of one of the 10 elites and inheritors of a hero's relic. Long have we held a seat at the Alliance Round Table, why we are among the most distinguished houses in the whole of Leicester. We are no less valuable than House Nouvelle, who, may I add, were condemned to extinction by the previous emperor.
It seems our allegations are doomed to never reach a point of agreement.
Then I suppose we have no choice but to compete, that we may determine which of us is superior.
Choose whatever battlefield you wish, Lawrence. I shall ever be the agent of your doom.
I dare say I pulled off quite the impressive strategy in our previous battle. One should expect nothing less of me, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester.
It's a delightful surprise to see you here, sir. What wonderful peals of laughter you have. There is truly none other quite so suited for such splendid displays as yourself.
Constance? Is something the matter?
No, not at all. I just feel awful that someone as wonderful as you must turn their attention on a wretch such as I.
All right, what is the matter here? This is all quite unlike you. You almost always announce yourself to me with an exultant smile and some cutting jibe. But this... Oh, now that I think of it, I believe the same thing happened to her before. I thought she might be ill, but perhaps it is not so simple as all that?
I fear my words and actions, totally unsuited as they were to one of my status, have incurred your ire. Please inform me of what my punishment is to be, and I shall humbly accept whatever is to come.
What is this nonsense you speak of, Constance? You yourself said you were a noble woman at heart, did you not?
I must ask you to refrain from taunting me so. I am but a simple commoner now, a mere foolish being whose only calling is to obediently follow any order you give me.
Enough! Return yourself to normal at once. You sought to re-establish House Nouvelle. What has become of your ambition? Your pluck?
That is kind of you to say. It pains me so to deny your gracious words. But it is unthinkable that someone so lowly as I could make real the nonsensical dream of re-establishing House Nouvelle.
Constance, this saddens me greatly. To think you would change so fundamentally once you fell into despair after your dream was shattered. I must do something to help you.
I cannot imagine causing you such a grave inconvenience, sir.
I will hear none of it. I do as I please.
Oh, how kind you are. But your help will not bring me happiness. Though audacious and selfish as this request may be, I ask you simply to watch over me.
It seems I must reevaluate my perception of you yet again. I once said there were things I must settle with you, but now is not the time for competition.
Correct. For no matter what sort of contest I find myself pitted in, you will always emerge victorious.
Well then, though you have rejected me once, pray allow me to say this. Nothing is impossible for Lawrence Hellman Gloucester. So when you decide to continue pursuing your dream and need my assistance, do let me know. Ha ha ha!
Ha! At last, we come face to face.
Constance, is something...
Listen here, there's no need to dance around me, for I bear you no ill will.
I am having confusion. What are you speaking of?
I speak of the bad blood between Brigid and the Empire, of course.
Ah, the war. I am having my own feelings about.
Surely you are aware that it was your father who invaded the lands of House Nouvelle, which I once called home. It was his aggressions which cost me my family, my friends, my land, everything. However, your father and many of your countrymen paid for this in the coin of their own lives. Furthermore, neither you nor I took part in that foolish conflict. Therefore, there is no merit to our dredging up the past. We need not be at each other's throats. Have I made myself clear? Good. Now farewell.
Constance has a personality of much color. I was not given a chance to give her my reply. I cannot be leaving things like this. I must be telling her that I have understanding. Constance, I am wanting to talk to you about what you were saying before.
Greetings, Petra. I fear I caused you undue distress. Please accept my humblest apologies for the offense. One from my meager and reduced circumstances has no right to insult a woman of your royal standing. As galling as this must be after the fact, I humbly beg your forgiveness.
You can have my forgiveness, although I was not taking any offense.
Oh, what overflowing kindness! Truly your mercy is too good for a wretch such as I. But I should not expect aught else from one capable of ruling an entire people. You are a mighty boulder, and I but a pebble by the wayside.
Let me speak, Constance, please. I am knowing that our relationship is complicated. I think about this every day. It is filling my heart with pain and confusion. But you had the braveness to say what I could not.
Stop, I beg you. You will crush my sad and pathetic frame under the weight of such undeserved compliments. I think it best if I keep my own counsel from now on. Pray pay my ramblings no mind. Oh my, now I have been so presumptuous as to tell you what to do. Please excuse me while I go crawl under a rock.
I am not understanding what happened here. Which Constance should I be believing? Constance, I think I am starting to have more understanding of you. Both parts of you are the true you. The part that cannot be accepting is existing alongside the part that can. These two are always fighting inside you. It is very difficult.
I would venture to say that you have described me most aptly. There is still much about myself I have yet to understand, but the idea that the two parts of me exist in a state of conflict is most intriguing.
Before, you were telling me there was no point in having conflict over the past. You were letting go of the past to be living in the present. Your words were touching my heart.
Yes, I do suppose I may have said something to that effect. How mortifying.
But then you fled before I could be responding. That was showing me that you have difficult feelings for me after all. This is also one part of you battling with the other, I think.
It is entirely possible that such is the case. As I could never hide the truth from you, I must admit I found you somewhat intimidating. Despite my springing the topic on you without warning, you stood strong and listened, and were even gracious enough to discuss it afterward. You dazzled me, and I do not respond well to dazzling. I am weak and pathetic as I am now.
No, that is not weakness. It is balance. The weak part is existing, so the other part can be strong for you. Are you not agreeing?
Why ever would you think that?
Because I am the same. I am also having a weak part. Like you, I am always pretending that the past is not bothering to me. But my father is dead, as are many of my people. This gives me great sorrow, and I am unable to be accepting. The weak part of me is winning. Why is it that I am still living, when so many others had to be dying?
That is a thought that I ponder often myself. For what purpose am I even here? Why is it that I am the only one left to suffer? Is there anything left for me to live for? All I feel is the pain of the people I have lost. But I know now that someone like you, a person as dazzling as the other part of me, also shares that same pain.
Of course.
May I be so bold as to ask what it is that gives you solace?
My brother and sister back home. They are still very small, but thinking of them always provides me with strength. If I am not able to be claiming the throne, they are likely to be killed. Bridget expects me to be a strong queen, a warrior. Only I can be improving our relations with Fodlan. I must be rising to the challenge. Where are you finding your solace?
I take peace in the dream the other part of me still believes in. The dream that one day, House Nouvelle will be restored to its former glory. As unlikely as this seems, I find I am unable to discard it entirely.
Then let us both be taking heart. We will be living and we will be fighting. We are sharing a past of sorrow. But together, we can be overcoming it and walking on towards tomorrow.
You have my deepest thanks, Petra. Alone, I may never have found the courage I need, but with you beside me, there is hope.
You must rest, Your Majesty. These late hours will only undermine your health.
I appreciate your concern, but I fear sleep eludes me after our last battle. No need to wait for me to do, or to worry. I'll rest when I find a suitable stopping point.
You said the same the other day, then worked until the break of dawn.
I should know better than to argue when you get like this. Very well. I'll rest once I know these documents contain no errors. And if you assist me, it will go all the faster.
This is written in the language of Dusker. Is it a letter to the leadership?
Yes. I'd asked their cooperation in investigating a number of matters pertaining to the tragedy of Dusker. Some interim reports arrived the other day, so I'm thanking them for those and requesting a further investigation into another matter.
I see. Such important tasks warrant daylight. Can this not wait until morning?
And what if I fall in battle tomorrow and the work remains forever unfinished? I must do all that I can while I still draw breath. I will uncover the truth of that day, and exact revenge for the dead. I swear it. There's no time to waste. After all, it doesn't appear resolving this issue will be as simple as just setting all the perpetrators to meet their end.
All the more reason to rest and preserve your health.
My rest and health can wait. At least until I've looked through these inquiries into the Western Front. And I should put in some training before I sleep, to make up for all this desk work.
Do you still have nightmares of that day?
You remember then? I'm surprised. I've not mentioned them in years. I used to summon you to my room under the pretense of keeping you safe from the others in the castle. Then I'd have you listen to me babble until sleep finally claimed me.
I've always been grateful for the consideration you showed.
It was my own selfishness, nothing praiseworthy.
Well, if sleep still evades you, I would be happy to lend an ear.
That would only succeed in exhausting us both. We have an early start tomorrow, so please, get some rest. I know you will once again implore me not to overextend myself. But I assure you that I know my own limits better than anyone.
At least let me bring tea before I depart.
That would be wonderful to do. And apologies for always putting you through so much trouble.
Your Majesty, you will take ill if you keep sleeping at your desk.
Mm-hmm. Do? Oh, I've done it again. Yes, well, thank you for waking me and sparing my poor neck any further damage.
You sounded pained. Is everything all right?
Dreaming of the past again, I fear.
The tragedy?
No. The day I returned to the capital afterward. Do you remember the child who cursed me after my father's funeral?
Oh, yes. I believe he was the son of a knight who fell in Dusker.
He was furious that I would not take revenge on your people, and even more enraged to see you serving as my vassal. He berated me without mercy, demanding I kill you then and there. All I could do was walk away. Everyone desires revenge for that day. Survivors and the dead alike cry out for retribution.
I know, Your Majesty.
I seek to fulfill the duty they have given me, and have never once flinched from it. And yet, to do. If I were mortally wounded and begged with my dying breath for you to avenge me, what would you do?
I would do it, even at the cost of my life.
And if I told you to forget me, and live for your own happiness?
I would regretfully decline. I cannot know happiness without you by my side. I would still seek vengeance. Just for my own sake, not yours.
Interesting. And nothing I say to the contrary will change your mind?
Your Majesty, can you not live for your own sake?
My life is not my own. It belongs to my kingdom, my people, and the dead. But had I been born to a different fate, well, perhaps I would have traveled outside Fodlan with you as a mercenary. Or perhaps I'd be a farmer. I confess the thought does sound rather delightful.
Surely you could still tread those paths.
It was a jest to do. I merely said the first thing that came to mind. I am driven by matters on which I cannot permit myself to yield. I hope you understand that.
Well then, all the more reason to get some proper rest. If work remains, I will aid you. If you have difficulty sleeping, I will lend you my ear. But seeing you slumped over at your desk disturbs me. Every time, I fear death has come for you in the night.
Death will never sneak up on me as long as I remain under your watchful attention.
Your Majesty, please.
Though, if I were to die and leave you alone, the aftermath would be horrendous. I suppose I will heed your advice. Just this once.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Now then, I'd like to hear opinions on the proposed tactics. Personally, I believe it best to gather our forces and attack the stronghold directly, but...
Of course the boar wants to rush in headlong. Using a small force to take out the enemy's base of operations is a far better idea. Do you have something to say? Or are you just going to stand there glaring at me?
I have nothing to add, no.
So you're saying you have no thoughts on it whatsoever? You don't even agree or disagree? Just purely, blissfully neutral?
Enough, Felix. Leave Dedu be and tell me more about this idea of yours.
We don't need to kick down the front door here. Sneaking in with a small force and burning their food stores will be more than enough.
Interesting. We'd miss a chance to loot their supplies, but it would free up our main force for other matters. Still, it won't be easy to slip past their patrols. I'd best take my personal troops and...
Allow me to take on the role. I trust that'll be satisfactory.
Right then. Now that we've solidified our strategy, let's break for a bit.
Okay, what is your problem? You've been giving me that look ever since we came in here. You clearly have something on your mind, so spit it out.
It's good to have you with us.
Huh?
Few can debate His Majesty without hesitation or ill intent. Our war council proceeded smoothly as a result.
You make me sound like some kind of troublemaker. I don't disagree just for the thrill of it, you know.
You don't say.
Dimitri's always had a reckless streak. Who knows what kind of mess he'd drag us into if someone wasn't around to stop him. The guy would gladly throw his life away for someone else given half the chance.
You have a point.
His death would mean the destruction of both Fargus and the Church. So when I try to protect him, what I'm really doing is protecting the kingdom.
Spoken like the shield of Fargus.
What's with a smile? I told you, if you've got something to say, just say it.
I know you spoke up for my sake as well. I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, well, just doing what's expected. I mean, we're, brothers in arms and all that.
Apologies for the wait. I trust we're ready to reconvene. You two seem to be having a lively discussion. May I ask what it was about?
Of course, Your Majesty. Felix was just saying,
I was saying how much of a fool you are. And now come. We have more important things to discuss.
Ingrid, I have brought sustenance.
Oh, thank you, Dedu. These look wonderful. Your timing is impeccable. I was just about to wrap this up.
Writing reports?
Yes, I was summing up the results from our most recent battle in the Dusker region. It was a dreadful fight. It will be quite some time still before the situation in Dusker stabilizes. Obviously, I'm glad those involved in the tragedy were captured in the end, but...
But like any other region, Dusker is home to all kinds of people. Some good, some bad.
Exactly. The kingdom is no different. We may have our fair share of villains, but we should not be blaming innocent people for the actions of the bad ones.
It's human nature to generalize. I'd be lying if I claimed to hold no hatred towards Fargus for the devastation it brought to my home. But I've come to meet many kinds of people as I've lived here with His Majesty. Some hurled stones and insults, not only at me, but at His Majesty as well. Yet some remained kind to me, despite my heritage.
I guess I never really had to think about it like that. Honestly, Dedu, if not for you, I would have gone on stubbornly hating and fearing everyone from Dusker, no matter how much His Majesty insisted on their innocence.
But you did meet me, and now you have taken the first step toward change. It may not be my place, but I find that willingness to change admirable.
I am wholly undeserving of such praise. I still have a long way to go. But enough of this. After I am finished here, maybe we could grab a bite together in town.
Sure.
The other day, His Majesty introduced me to an inn that serves the most excellent food. It is actually owned by someone from Dusker. I was amazed how much I enjoyed everything. I would love to take you there.
Ingrid.
Yes? I am sorry, are you not interested? Or do you have other plans?
Nothing like that. You said His Majesty brought you there.
Well, yes. He seemed quite familiar with the owner.
I see. Call for me when you're ready. Right now, I must find His Majesty and remind him not to be so cavalier in his movements, even with you at his side.
Oh dear. Perhaps I should not have mentioned that part.
Me! Teach me how to cook next.
All right. I will teach you a special recipe that is certain to delight everyone back at the church.
His Majesty is looking for you, Mercedes.
Huh? Goodness, whatever was that about?
My apologies. I have a tendency to frighten animals and children. Perhaps it's my imposing stature. Or perhaps it's because I'm from Dusker.
I doubt animals know anything about the tragedy of Dusker, Dedu. Still, I think I may know how to solve this little problem of yours.
Oh?
You see, many of the children here have lost homes and families. They tend to be a fearful bunch. And as a large man who is also unnaturally quiet, you cut a doubly scary figure. So all we have to do is show them how not scary you are.
And how do we do that?
Come back tomorrow. I'll have it all worked out by then.
Very well. Done. Here's your flower crown.
Wow, mister. You're just as amazing as Miss Mercedes.
Yeah, this is the prettiest flower crown I've ever seen.
It's like an actual royal crown. Well, make one for me. Please, please, please.
I could. Though it would be better to learn how to make your own.
Oh, but my crowns always look all... blech.
Anyone can do it with enough practice. Well, perhaps not anyone. But if you find it difficult, you can always ask a friend for help.
Fine, I'll try. So how do I start?
Twist the stem there and wrap it once, but gently.
Well, how did it go?
They certainly looked at ease around you.
They were indeed, and I owe it all to you.
All I did was brag to them about the magnificent flower crown you made for me.
How very clever.
Oh, please, I barely did a thing. It was your kindness that won them over.
You are the kind one, Mercedes. Thank you.
Miss Mercedes! Mr. Dedu! Look how far I am.
Oh, that's wonderful. Might you teach me how to make one as well, Mr. Dedu?
It would be my pleasure, Miss Mercedes.
Huh.
Need something?
I have been noticing that you are going out of your way to be helping me, even more than the others. Why is this?
You're a foreign queen. Neglecting you would reflect poorly on His Majesty.
You do not need to be worrying. I possess skill at adapting. Before, I was thinking Fargus was too cold. But now, I have become adapted to it.
Good.
But I am experiencing a problem. I still have struggles with the language of Fodlan. Perhaps you can be teaching me?
Me? Teach you the language?
Yes. I know the tongue of Dusker also has many differences from Fodlan's, but you speak as if this is your land of home.
You give me too much credit.
I am spending my days with native speakers just like you, and I am always studying with hardness. But you are still surpassing me in this language. How did you become this way?
His Majesty taught me. He felt it unproductive to communicate in broken sentences, so we spent years teaching each other.
An exchange of languages. That idea is a wonderful one. If Dimitri found success teaching you, maybe you can be doing the same for me. Do we have agreement?
Why me?
You said that Dimitri is not wanting me to be neglected. Not being able to convey my feelings is giving me great sadness. It is making me feel frustration and loneliness.
Ah.
When I was first in Fodlan, I could not be saying anything in this language. Whenever Edelgard was speaking to me, I could only be staring back at her with big, confused eyes. Then I decided to be studying on my own. But the nobles were laughing and saying my words were ugly.
It was the same for me, but His Majesty was always close. If ever I struggled with a word, he would teach me.
But I was a hostage. I was without such a teacher. Until today. Now I am having you.
I suppose you do.
Thank you. That is making it much clearer. Didu, what are you looking at?
Just admiring your diligence. You're different than I used to be. You can already make yourself understood. Why is it so important to master this language?
For the future. Brigid's and mine. I will be the queen of Brigid. I must be having good diplomacy with Fodlan.
Because your country's stuck between two powers, Fodlan and Dagda.
Yes. And no matter who is winning this war, Brigid must be attending negotiations. If the Empire gains victory, my betrayal will be causing much trouble.
Most likely.
I must be defending myself and my actions. I must be making myself understood.
And that's why you study so intently.
Yes. If I am working hard now, maybe I can achieve a better outcome later. Will Brigid and Fodlan be having a good relationship? Or a bad one? The answer is on my shoulders. And I am thinking it is the same for you. You will be leading relations for Fodlan and Dusker, yes?
Yes, though there's only so much I can do. His Majesty wants to make Dusker independent one day, and I will do all I can to help him.
For much time, I thought you were simply the guard of his body. But this is wrong. You work without rest for the good of your people. You tell Dimitri what you are thinking. You have much responsibility. It is very impressive.
I don't know how much good I have done, but I care for my people and their future. We have that in common.
Yes, we are alike.
Indeed.
So let us be winning this war together and seeing both of our dreams come true. Fodlan and Dusker for you, Fodlan and Brigid for me. With your helping, with your help, I can accomplish so much. Can I count on my mentor to be sharing more wisdom?
I'm a mentor now?
Yes. And I will always be here for you too. All you need to be doing is asking. Now, keep teaching me more words, my mentor. I have eagerness for learning.
I'll figure something out, I promise. Just write to your father, okay?
I will.
Hey there, Dudu. Can I help you with something?
No, just passing by.
You sure? Looks like you really want to say something.
I was touched by your interaction with that woman.
What's that supposed to mean?
During our academy days, I often heard untoward rumors about you. You had a tendency to skip training and a certain reputation concerning women. You caused His Majesty all manner of headaches.
I can't deny that. But that's all in the past. I'm a lot more responsible these days, don't you think?
Don't expect praise for merely doing your job.
Right.
Though I have been curious about what caused this change of heart.
Change of heart might be taking it a bit too far. It's just, I always see how Dimitri and Felix are out there doing all these amazing things. So I can't very well be goofing around when they're off making names for themselves. Call it a sibling rivalry.
Sibling rivalry?
They're like brothers to me, which is exactly why I don't want them looking down on me.
I see. I understand how you feel. I had a younger sister.
Had? Oh. Tell me about her. What was she like?
She loved flowers, and often made crowns out of them. And once she set her mind to something, nothing in the world could change it.
Aw, she sounds sweet. And a little intimidating.
You cannot flirt with the dead, try as you might.
Whoa, hold on. I was just being honest. I'm sorry I never got the chance to meet her. I mean, if her protective older brother didn't kick me into next week first.
I may just have done so. Sylvain, you should visit Dusker after this war is over. My sister's grave is there. It's nothing special, but I would like to show it to you sometime.
I would love to, my friend. And I'll make sure to bring a giant bouquet of flowers with me.
She would like that, very much.
How long are you going to keep staring blankly like an idiot? You should eat.
You're right. My apologies.
Let me guess, you're in a tizzy about how best to make use of the Church's forces. Or maybe you're just worried about how our forces will survive the winter. Well, knock it off. A good leader knows when to let their vassals do the worrying for them.
Is that why you left your uncle in charge of House Fraldarius?
Yes. Though I've been returning to the territory the moment any issues arise with his governance.
And your mother? Is she in good health? I imagine it's difficult to manage all the family squabbles on her own.
Oh, she's fine. She's good at that sort of thing. I actually think she likes it. I suggest you focus on your own issues for once, instead of worrying about everyone else.
I'm not sure that's possible. Oh, but that does remind me. I hear the Knights wanted to hold a joint training session.
Forget it. You'll never change. I'd tell you to stop brooding so much, but I'd be wasting my breath.
I cannot afford to lose this war, Felix. I must protect the kingdom. I must avenge the fallen. Each day, we draw ever closer to those who pulled the actual strings. I've already punished any who knew of the plan and did nothing, as well as a number of middle-rank conspirators. But it isn't enough. There are still those who must answer for this crime with their lives.
You are a book with one chapter and no ending. What will you do when you actually have this revenge of yours?
I don't know. But if I can quell their grief and their hate, it will be enough. Do you hate me, Felix? After all, I saw Glenn die. I watched it and could do nothing. His end lies on my shoulders.
That's enough. I don't hate you, okay? You weren't responsible for any of that. They didn't die for your sake. They made their own choices of their own free will. Don't be so conceited.
But surely they didn't want to die. Yet they did so to protect me. Me. I am undeserving of such sacrifice.
I told you to quit brooding and eat. Your food's going to rot if you wait any longer.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but I swear I will avenge you. Please, just wait a little longer. I will uncover who drove you to your deaths, no matter the cost.
Dimitri.
Glenn. Oh, Felix. It's you. I'm sorry you had to see that.
After 20 years, I've seen all of you there is to see. Everyone else is asleep. You know that, right? So why are you locked up here in the chapel? Also, what's with the mumbling?
I suppose there's little sense in hiding it from you. I suffer from a kind of waking dream. I see them. I see the people who died on that day. At all hours, light and dark. If the Empire was involved in that incident, if the Emperor stood by and gave tacit consent, then give to them the same end. Gouge out their hearts and cleave their heads from their shoulders. Those are the words the dead scream at me.
When did this start?
It's been 6 years. But I began hearing their voices 4 years ago, during my first battle. I recognized the enemy general as a man I had seen in Dusker. When I removed his head, the voices cheered. They laughed. It was as if a terrible pain had finally been lifted from them.
I think I get what's happening here. Look, do you really think your father and Glenn and everyone else would be torturing you like that? You're the one who's doing this, Dimitri. Not them. You.
Even if that were true, I can never forgive myself.
Believe me, I know. But it's your job to lead. If you lose your path, you'll take everyone else down with you. So try to keep that whole removing their heads thing in check, yeah? We can just call it our little secret.
Well then, are you offering to let me unburden my heart to you when the time calls for it? You're the only reason I haven't descended into utter savagery, you know. So just as Lug had Kaifon, and my father had Rodrigue, I would ask that you continue to be my right-hand man.
Right-hand man, huh? I like the sound of that.
What are you doing?
As your new right-hand man, my first act is to haul my restless king back to bed where he belongs.
This is absurd. My feet are dragging on the floor.
It's your own fault for being so tall, you sack of muscle.
Say, do you remember how I once carried you in this way when you twisted your ankle?
Yeah, turns out lugging folks around is good training. So just cram it and let me finish my workout already.
Yes, of course. Please, carry on.
Your Majesty, about tomorrow's drills. Apologies. I did not mean to interrupt.
It's fine, Ingrid. We had just finished.
That was the leader of the Dusker forces, yes? What were you talking about?
We were discussing various tactics and formations. We must be aligned if we're to fight together. The way Dusker soldiers operate is quite different from our knights. I must also be mindful of how I deploy them to avoid undue conflict.
Yes, I hear there have already been a number of small quarrels in the encampment.
It's not a problem easily solved. I'm sure each side finds it difficult to adjust to the other. And you, Ingrid, do you still hate the people of Dusker?
I no longer have reason to hold on to that hate. Yes, a few of them were involved in the tragedy, but I cannot blame the rest for that. There were many other forces at work. I understand that now. Yet I used to focus all my negative feelings on the people of Dusker, and for that I am ashamed. In a way, I now find myself scared of interacting with them at all.
You needn't blame yourself. The fault lies with me for not speaking to you about it more 6 years ago. I hesitated because I didn't wish to confuse the matter, not knowing the full truth of it. But you were forced to grapple with many painful feelings as a result. Clearly, my priorities were not in order.
You had enough to deal with 6 years ago. So many knights were expelled from the castle, and almost none but Lord Rodrigue would set foot in the capital. Even my father prevented me from going to see you.
Yet, I still could have sought you out. And I had countless chances to discuss the matter at the academy.
I do not think I would have taken it well even if you had. I was convinced that Glenn died saving you from irredeemable villains. I forced myself to believe that. If I hadn't, I fear I may have gone mad.
I was in a similar position. But once I finally opened the lid on that box, I realized just how many were involved, including members of our own kingdom. In the end, I knew I had to reconcile with reality.
And I must also accept the reality that stands before me now. We are allied with the people of Dusker, which means I can no longer avoid them.
I have an idea. It may not help, but I'd like to take you somewhere. The father of that man I was speaking with earlier opened an inn last year, and it's not far. Would you care to join me there for a meal? Word has it he's quite skilled at making all manner of food. Of course, if this is all too much and too soon, I understand.
Not at all. I would love to accompany you, though it shames me to admit it. I likely lack the courage to go alone, but with you at my side, I think I can take that first step.
In that case, let us make haste. Oh, and this will be my treat, so keep your pocketbook shut tight. Ah, Mercedes, did you go out?
Yes, I went to the town of Camulus to help the church.
I see. And how did you find it?
The townspeople seemed fine enough, but the clergy were very busy. As you know, lots of people fled to Fargus when the war started, and while a number of towns took in refugees, Camulus is particularly busy on that front.
In that case, I should send reinforcements and resources from the capital. I will speak with Lady Rhea about this presently.
Thank you, Dimitri. I'm sure the clergy will be pleased to hear it. I'm incredibly grateful to you for coming to the church's aid, you know. Most of those people would have ended up homeless if not for your actions.
As I recall, you fled from the Empire yourself at a rather young age.
Yes, and it was awful. We had nothing to eat and nowhere to shelter from the wind and rain. If not for the priest who helped us, I don't know what would have happened. Are you all right, Dimitri? You seem sad.
My apologies, Mercedes, but may I speak plainly?
You don't need my permission to do that, silly. What's troubling you?
I have been wondering for some time if accepting the Central Church was the correct decision. By giving them shelter, I have also given the Empire the perfect excuse for invasion.
You took them in because you thought it was the right thing to do. Isn't that so?
Yes. The Church of Seros is deeply entwined with the kingdom's history and politics. The crown's authority is granted by the Church, which also takes part in governing our villages. Were I to sunder that connection, nobles and commoners alike would be furious. The kingdom would be split anew, and chaos would reign.
That is a tough one. It seems like you're going to end up with a fight no matter what you do. Well, at the very least, I know the townspeople are grateful. But I also know it's not as simple as all that. I'm sorry. That probably didn't do much to help ease your concerns.
No. I should apologize for making you listen as I prattle on endlessly.
Oh, nonsense. If it helped you in any way, I'm glad to do it.
Well, I certainly do feel better. Thank you, Mercedes. And please know that I am here for you for whatever reason, no matter how small. Is it much further, Mercedes? We'll likely need to rest soon.
We're just about there. See? It's right over that hill.
I had no idea there was a village here.
Actually, I used to live in this village once upon a time. You can see the church where I stayed in the distance.
It is a place of stunning beauty and quiet. It almost feels like coming home somehow.
Oh, Mercedes! It's been so long. Come to visit your mother, have you?
It has been a while, hasn't it? And no, I'm mostly here to show my friend around.
My, what a handsome young man! Are you with the Knights of Seros?
What? Oh, no. I'm the kingdom's... I'm a member of their army.
You don't say. Guess that means you work closely with our Mercedes here. Well, if you've got the time, go pop into the church. I'm sure the priest and little ones will be delighted to see you.
Absolutely. Also, I do want to say hello to Mother, since we've come all this way.
I always find it nerve-wracking to meet friends of friends.
Oh, she's harmless. She works over at the church. My mother and I owe her a lot. There are many people there who share similar circumstances to our own. Too many, I'm afraid. Still, the priest accepts anyone and everyone who comes to him for aid.
Such open-mindedness is rare in these times. I wonder if it's because of the church's teachings.
You know, this village would look very different had you not accepted the Central Church.
Well, I've heard the most unpleasant rumors about the Southern Church, and I don't know how to govern all these villages myself.
I realize you know far more than me when it comes to things like politics and war. but I still thought it was important for you to see what you're protecting with your own eyes.
Which is why you insisted I accompany you. To be honest, I have no idea how the war will change Fodlan, but I will do everything in my power to protect this place, and all others like it.
Thank you, Dimitri. Let's head on over to the church. There are some wonderful views on the way there. There are fields of flowers, beautiful brooks. Goodness, so many things I want to show you. Oh, and I need to say hello to my mother and the priest while we're at the church.
I suppose I should give them my regards as well, considering I hold your life in my hands as your commanding officer.
My, you're so nervous. Perhaps you should let me handle the introductions. I'll just tell them you're someone very important to me.
Wait, Mercedes. That may lead to some untoward conclusions.
Sorry, it was just a joke, I promise. I didn't mean to fluster you. Still, I much prefer this Dimitri to the scowly one I always seem to see.
You are a master of catching me off balance, Mercedes.
Ah, Your Majesty. Tending to your weapon, I see. My apologies for interrupting you.
It's all right. I just finished. Is there something you need, Rodrigue?
Yes, in fact. I received this from Matthias when I was in Gautier territory the other day.
From the Margrave? But this sword is...
He said he'd borrowed it from Lambert years ago, and had long since forgotten about it. What sort of laggard keeps a loan so long he has to return it to the lender's son? 30 years!
That would have been around the time you all attended the Officers' Academy together, correct? Would you mind telling me the story of this sword?
It started when our class was given a mission to eradicate a bandit encampment. Foolish as I was at the time, I dashed in ahead of the others, leaving me and my entire unit stranded behind enemy lines. Apparently, your father and Matthias started arguing about whether or not it was worth coming to save me. Broke out into a full-on fistfight before long.
That's a surprise. I wouldn't have expected that of my father, much less the Margrave.
Well, they were both pretty feisty in their day. Neither of them wanted to back down, I'm sure. On one hand, you had Matthias, insisting they wait for aid from the church. Supplies were running low, so charging in could have gotten everyone killed. On the other, Lambert was so determined to come to our rescue, he'd have gone all by himself if he had to. No idea whose plan won in the end, sadly. All I know is they fought their way through the enemy lines together. And lucky for me, they found us before the bandits did.
So, my father tended to charge in recklessly as well. Or perhaps he was just naive in his youth.
Story goes, Matthias's lance broke while they were fighting their way toward us, so Lambert lent him this sword. As he was giving it to me, he couldn't help but laugh about how it slipped his mind for all these years.
Considering what I know of the Margrave, I have my doubts that he actually forgot it at all.
You're probably right. This is just my opinion, but I don't think he ever really managed to accept Lambert's death until you ascended the throne.
Perhaps. In any case, please tell him I've received it. And thank you for relaying that story to me. It seems even in his youth, my father was willing to do whatever it took to see those close to him safe. Yet here I've gone and started a war, knowing full well it will hurt those I care about most. He'd likely call me a fool if he were here today.
I'm not so sure about that. Yes, he did treasure his friends, but I don't think he would have been too keen on abandoning the church either, considering all they've done to protect the people of Fargus.
Rodrigue, you knew my father well. Could I ask you to do something for me? If I ever attempt anything that would bring shame to his name, please.
Say no more. I'll stop you, even if I have to lay down my life to do it. I already promised him the same thing, actually.
You have my deepest thanks. Do you have a moment, Rodrigue? There's something I'd like to ask you.
Anything for you, Your Majesty. What is it?
I want to hear your side of the story.
Of which story exactly?
How did you feel when you learned of my father's death? I've struggled to ask this before, but I want to know.
So that's what you mean. Honestly, I had a difficult time believing it at first. But as moons passed, I gradually grew to accept the reality of it. And of course, I recalled the promise I'd made him, and vowed to myself that I would carry it out.
I wonder, then, had I died alongside my father and Glenn and Dusker, what would you have done? You know, a fleeting thought flashes across my mind every time I see you reflect upon my father. It feels as though you aspired not just to stand beside him in life, but to meet death with him as well.
Don't overthink it, Your Majesty. I'm a pretty stubborn guy, you know. No, I didn't wish for my own death when Lambert passed. But sometimes I think that if I have to die to honor my promise to him, I would be satisfied with that.
I won't allow you to throw your life away, Rodrigue. I'll not have you stolen from me by that promise. Losing you would be almost like losing my father for a second time. If you were to die because of me, it would destroy me.
You may say that, but a subject lives by the example their king sets for them. And I know well enough that you don't value your life either. So if you'd like me to place more importance on my life, I urge you to do the same, Your Majesty.
You're right. I have no excuse.
No, I should apologize. That came out rather more harsh than I intended. You sounded so much like Lambert just now, I simply couldn't hold myself back. In truth, that's something I've wished I could have said to him for a long time now. Yet, you were the one who had to bear the brunt of it. I suppose I can hardly poke fun at Matthias for holding on to that sword all those years, can I?
I sounded like my father?
Indeed you did. Remember the story of the sword? About how I got stuck behind enemy lines like a fool? Well, the first thing Lambert said after he broke through their forces was, "Don't throw your life away like that." Not that it was too convincing coming from a guy covered in cuts and scrapes.
I can't imagine. It sounds as though you two were very close. I envy him for having such strong bonds with his friends.
Don't let my son catch you saying that. Pretty sure he'd take offense. Anyway, that's enough reminiscing for one day. How about you try squeezing some memories out of Matthias next time?
A fine idea. Perhaps I'll invite Sylvain and the others to join in as well. Ah, Sylvain. I was hoping to ask your opinion on our recent meeting.
Hey, I'm always happy to talk. But if you want House Gautier's take, shouldn't you ask my father?
I don't want House Gautier's opinion. I want yours.
Okay, well, we were talking about the pros and cons of incorporating commoners in the nobility, right? Seems to me like we got it all sorted out.
Yes. The discussion primarily revolved around a single point. Whether those without crests are actually worthy of entering the nobility.
I mean, if they're up to the challenge, I don't see why not. It's like how you promoted my brother, right? Skill is what matters in the end.
Indeed. And the performances of Ash and the commander serve as proof of such.
Just don't get carried away, you know? Too much of a good thing and all that. I'm sure you realize what would happen to the kingdom if we lost the power of crests.
Naturally. However, crest bloodlines are currently fading everywhere. People such as Felix who were born with major crests are the exception in this day and age.
Which means Fargus has two options if we want to retain our power. One, we bolster our military and promote prosperity while delicately letting the bloodline dance play out. Or two, we admit bloodlines won't last forever and create a social system that doesn't rely on inheritance. Neither one would hold up for long, but if I had to choose, I guess the first option would be the better one for the kingdom on the whole.
Bolstering our military is more easily said than done. Impoverished as our land is, it will be difficult to compete with regions of more fertile ground.
Hey, do you remember what I said when you talked to me about promoting my brother? I told you it was important to keep up appearances while we were in the middle of a war. And honestly, I don't have any real objection to the way you're running things now.
Thank you, Sylvain. I knew you would help me sort things out in my head.
I don't usually get into serious stuff like this, but I'm glad I could help.
Such topics are not beyond your grasp, though. Your complete sincerity is a great strength. That said, you never show that side of you to any but Felix and myself. Although, I must admit, you were far from sincere during our academy days.
Don't remind me. Just thinking about it makes me cringe.
If you see the error of your ways, it is not too late to mend them. Or perhaps you require one of my lectures like old times?
Pass. You know I've got them all memorized anyway.
I do hope you realize how much I rely on you, Sylvain. You have so many things I lack. You're clever and quick-witted like your father, yet...
Yeah, well, I've been jealous of your strength ever since we were kids.
None of us are perfect. So let us dwell no longer on our failings. I apologize for taking up so much of your time, though I hope to have similar discussions in the future.
Looking forward to it. Glad I can always speak my mind around you.
Everyone is strangely abuzz today. Is there a visiting minstrel or a mummers troupe?
Haven't you heard, mister? A funny knight's been coming to town recently.
A funny night, hey?
Oh, yeah, he's super strong. He can carry all the blacksmith stuff by himself. And he got those guys who kept picking fights at the tavern to finally shut up. But he's also kind of weird, too. Like when you talk to him, sometimes he seems sheltered and obtuse, but then sometimes not.
Why does that sound like... No, it couldn't be.
Yuri, what are you doing here?
I knew it.
I'm glad I ran into you. We have a broken wagon that needs fixing, and I could use a hand.
I can't believe you. Come with me a second. Are you an idiot? What are you doing here?
I had some time on my hands and thought I'd see how things are going in town.
Then stick to the more upscale streets. This alley is dangerous. It's not quite a full-blown slum, but money is still in pretty short supply. What are we supposed to do if someone introduces our king to a nice pointy knife while he's out wandering the streets? By himself, might I add.
How am I supposed to learn what it means to be a commoner without using my own eyes? All I ever see from my throne are the upscale streets, as you call them. And yes, I could send someone here in my stead, but there is no substitute for first-hand experience.
You know you don't have an heir, right? If you die, the entire region gets thrown into a bloody civil war over who gets to succeed you. Lots of nobles will die, but the commoners? The commoners will be absolutely slaughtered. Right now, people seem to like you, so it's in all of our interest that you live a long and healthy life. Got it? And if you insist on coming here, at least bring that giant oaf of yours along to watch your back.
Perhaps I was being a bit reckless.
It's good to know that even a fool like you can see reason on occasion.
In that case, might I ask you to act as my bodyguard today? I'm certain you're more than up to the task.
What?
If I could get a look at this town through your eyes, I think I could learn many valuable lessons. Besides, if I ask to do, he'll surely forbid me from coming here at all. I would be grateful if you would consent to doing this favor for me.
Oh, this is rich. A king asking me for help. Fine. In that case, your majesty. I will do all in my power to safeguard your royal person. Happy?
You seem to be staring at me, Yuri. What's wrong?
Just thinking how odd it is that you've grown so accustomed to a town like this.
Well, I like this place, and its people. There may be a few vagabonds in the darker alleys. That just shows how accepting everyone is. They all greet me with smiles, despite my being a complete stranger to them.
Oh, they'd change their tune pretty quickly if they knew you were the king. Anyway, have you enjoyed your little tour of this garbage heap? Did you get a good look at the town through my eyes or whatever it is you wanted?
Yes, and it's also got me thinking about how best to help those of more meager standing. Originally, I thought that establishing medical facilities or investing in the church were the best pathways to this cause. But after seeing the people here, I realized they are not indigents standing around with open hands awaiting salvation.
I'd love to unpack your definition of indigent, but yes, they certainly don't take things lying down.
Maybe it's idealistic, but I think regents should rule in a way that not just nobles, but everyone can see as reasonable. But to accomplish that, a ruler must take the opportunity to truly listen to the people. Of course, I can't go around visiting every burg and hamlet personally. I realize this. But I still feel this is the key to true reform.
Well, good on you if you actually manage to accomplish that. But it isn't going to be easy. First, you have to give the poor a minimum level of education. Of course, they're already fully capable of telling you when they're hungry or if taxes are too high. But they'll need education to understand the policies and laws established by their lords and hold any kind of thoughtful opinion on them.
Education, you say? Yes, that makes a great deal of sense.
Problem is, people aren't in the mood to learn anything when they don't know where their next meal is coming from or where they'll sleep that night.
Right. Improving quality of life is first and foremost. Education can be built upon that. Sadly, none of this will be cheap, and the current war is doing a fine job of draining our coffers, which means I need to end it as soon as possible.
So the main problem comes down to money, huh? In that case, why not make use of us? If you need funds, I can introduce you to a wealthy merchant or three. And if you need to get some dirty work done, I can lend you a few of my men. All we need in exchange is for you to provide us a little bit of support.
I'll not permit you to work evil in my name. And besides which, tales of how you and your band have eaten lords out of house and home are legend.
But you're a different matter entirely, Your Majesty. If we join forces, my dream is sure to be realized. I swear to never allow you to fall victim to any vile practices. You have my honest word on that.
And what is this dream of yours?
I'll tell you about it in due time. But for now, Your Majesty, do you accept my proposal?
I will consider it. After spending time together, I've come to want to trust you.
I promise it'll be the best decision you ever make. But until then, I'll patiently await your reply.
Interesting theory. I'll have to make a mental note of that.
Isn't it a bit late to be studying, Dorothea?
Hi there, Edie. Looks like I'm not the only one burning the midnight oil. You should get to bed. All-nighters are the bane of clear skin, you know.
I assume that also applies to you.
What can I say? You all work so hard, I figured I should dedicate myself to my studies. Especially when it comes to strategy and tactics. Those are real blind spots for me.
You would have had a chance to learn them if we'd remained at the Officers' Academy. I suppose you missed out on all sorts of experiences, now that I think about it.
Edie, please.
No, wait. My decision and my actions are partly to blame for robbing you of those opportunities. I feel I owe you an apology for that.
You did what you thought was right. And anyway, it's not like any of us saw all these problems with the Kingdom and Alliance coming.
Yes, but...
Look, I admit I may have been a little sad when the Academy went on hiatus. I mean, I worked my tail off to get into that place. It was hard. Really hard. Oh, and when the school shut down, there went my best chance of finding Mr. Right. Or Miss.
I knew it was upsetting you. Dorothea, I am truly, deeply sorry.
Hold on, Edie. Let me finish. I was about to say that if we did stay at the Academy, you would have been terribly unhappy. You'd have had all this gloom and uncertainty hanging over you about your father and the future of the Empire. I think it might have broken you.
A slight exaggeration, wouldn't you say?
For what it's worth, I'm glad you're free of that torment, and can now work towards building the world you envision. I like this new life working under you. It suits me.
Please don't say that. The part about you working under me, I mean. I like to think we work side by side and hand in hand. You are always a tremendous help to me. I consider you a dear friend, and I say that not just as the Emperor, but as a peer.
Thanks, Edie. Do you mind if I take that and run with it? Dorothea, dearest friend of the Emperor, has a really nice ring to it. I was fine with Dorothea the mystical songstress, but this new title has a real warmth and dignity thing going on.
In that case, allow me to meet you halfway. Henceforth, I shall be known as Emperor Edelgard, dearest friend of the songstress.
Oh, no, that'll never do. Because if you do that, it would make me dearest friend of the songstress.
Well, we certainly can't have that. How about you just promise not to be a stranger, Whatever the rest of the world demands, I want the two of us to always be there for each other.
I would like that very much indeed.
Is something wrong, Ferdinand? You're staring quite intently at those plants while you water them.
I was merely reflecting on something I saw long ago in Enbar.
Oh? What would that be?
In truth, it is nothing noteworthy. Back when I was a child, I saw a water nymph dancing and singing in a fountain along the main street. She was radiant, brilliant in the dewy light of the sun. But as an immature young lad, I grew embarrassed and ran away.
Wait a minute. That sounds familiar.
And you're sure of what you saw? A water nymph?
Absolutely. Her song resonated within me. It was a bucolic tune sung by common folk around the capital. As I recall, she had not been wearing so much as a scrap of clothing. Anyway, once I finally mustered up the courage to return, the nymph had vanished.
Such a tale hardly seems possible.
What? That's the reason Ferdy ran away that day? No way. I've been wrong about him this whole time? I mean, considering how I must have looked in that fountain... Oh no. I can't even begin to face him right now. I have to go back.
Is that Dorothea? I wonder what she's doing over there.
He's seen me. All right, Dorothea, just be calm. It's fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine. Why, if it isn't Ferdy and 80, what a coincidence to bump into the two of you here.
Dorothea, your face is red.
Yes, indeed it is. Do you have a fever?
Really? I feel fine, but... Well, I was just coming to check on things, but since it all checks out, I'll be going. Bye.
Wait, you could suddenly take a turn for the worse. So I will escort you back.
No, I'm fine. I'm not going far.
Yet still too far to travel alone. If something were to happen to you, it would already be too late. Come now, take my arm. Or if it please you, I could carry you there.
Enough! I am perfectly fine, so just mind your own business and stay away from me.
No one appreciates obstinance, Ferdinand.
Apologies. Although, given the intensity of her rebuff, I worry she may not have liked me to begin with. Have I committed some grave wrong against her? What should I do?
What am I supposed to say to Ferdy? Oh, this is such a problem. All my animosity towards him has been due to a misunderstanding on my part. I really owe him a...
Dorothea!
Ferdy? What in the world?
I shall not approach any closer. So pray, stand there and hear me out. My deepest apologies for what happened the other day. I fear I may have wounded you most grievously. As I am a fool who knows not how I upset you, you may freely laugh and jeer at my inadequacies.
This some kind of lover's quarrel, maybe?
You think he's cheating on her? Nah, couldn't be. But then again... Oh, for the love of... Ferdy! Please stop screaming our private business for all the world to hear!
But you told me to stay away from you, and I must not disregard your wishes in the matter. I implore you to forgive me. I have no wish for our relationship to end in such a horrid manner.
This is getting good. Can't say the lady looks too into it, though.
True, but if two folks really and truly love each other, they can overcome anything.
I forgive you, Ferdy! Now for the love of everything, stop shouting!
Thank you for forgiving me, Dorothea. And thank you for hearing out my thoughts on the matter.
Oh, I think everyone heard you out.
I see. Then you are still cross with me.
Listen, Ferdy, you don't need to apologize.
Does this mean you will never forgive me for as long as I live? Whatever am I to do?
Just listen to me for a second. You don't have to apologize to me because I'm the one who should be apologizing to you.
Oh? But why? I should not think you have any defects to speak of.
I overheard you and Adie talking the other day, when you were telling her about the water nymph you saw in the fountain in Enbar. Well, I'm fairly sure what you thought was a nymph was actually me, as a child.
Come again?
That was the day I met Manuela and was invited to be a singer, and I was over the moon about it. I slipped into the fountain to wash up, hoping to scrub some of the dirt off of me, and then you appeared.
I see. But if the beautiful water nymph was actually you, then that means...
Yes, right. Anyway, I got embarrassed thinking about it, which is why I told you to stay away. That's all.
Yes. Well, I am glad we were able to clear that up.
Dorothea! Dorothea!
Hello, Flame. What's got you in such a frenzy?
Is it true that you were a diva in Enbar? And that you were praised as having a mystical voice?
I hope I'm more than just my voice, but that's all essentially true, yes.
Then I would beg a boon of you. Would you give me a singing lesson?
Of course. But where is this coming from?
Well, you see, sometimes the soldiers all break out into song. And when they do, I always find myself wanting to join in. Their voices hold such grand aplomb. But the only songs I know are dreadfully old. So, I had hoped that you might instruct me as to the popular songs of modern soldiers.
Is that so? Well, I'd be more than happy to help. In recent years, a new musical style has come into fashion, one involving challenging songs with many overlapping parts. Why don't we start with a little vocal warm-up? Repeat after me.
Certainly, Professor Dorothea.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. My, I feel as if I have become quite good at singing. The power of song is certainly remarkable. It is as if I have been revitalized from the very core of my being.
I agree. Songs can be very empowering indeed. In fact, I recently heard an old tale about how a song once ended a war.
Truly? I have never heard this tale. Would you mind regaling me with it?
Sadly, I don't know much more beyond that. I'll do some digging, but the person I heard it from wasn't too familiar with the story. Try not to get your hopes up, okay?
Oh, I see. Perhaps my brother might.
Hmm?
Oh, it is nothing. Since you will be looking into it, I shall do a bit of digging as well. If I learn anything, I will be certain to tell you. Dorothea, I have it!
You have what?
I have learned more about the story you mentioned the other day. The one regarding the song that ended a war.
That's incredible. How did you manage it? I've been asking around myself, but I haven't learned a thing.
I actually asked my brother. Or, to be more specific, I just so happened to stumble across it in one of his books.
I see. And what did it say?
It is the story of a woman who ended a war with a song. This took place a short while after the Empire emerged victorious from the War of Heroes. The brother of an imperial noble started a conflict regarding the succession of their territory. It was a minor struggle at first, but gradually the other neighboring lords became caught up as well. It became quite the event. One thing spiraled into another, and soon they were on the cusp of a war that threatened to splinter the very empire itself.
Nobles are always like that, no matter the era.
At the time, one woman was very worried about the state of affairs. A childhood friend of the two brothers on opposite sides of the struggle.
Oh, now that's a development right out of the storybooks.
She made her way to the battlefield, which was on the brink of exploding into violence, stood between the two armies, and began to sing. She filled her every word with the hope that the brothers would not be driven to fight. And it went like this. I remember with fondness days long past with those I love. With warmth in my heart I think of them and sing to the stars up above. Hands once linked now carry swords, filled with rage and bloody, and with their smiles forgotten, they seek the sweet release of death. The sound of her voice in song moved not only the hearts of the two brothers, but of their armies as well. Soon, they all dispersed and returned to their homes. Having settled their differences, the brothers petitioned the emperor to change their territories. So that there would be no lingering grudge, they asked to be given lands at the east and west ends of the empire, with the capital betwixt. And that is the tale of how House Benya and House Menya came to be.
You know, I just realized something. The name of the Middle Franc Opera Company means Friendship at the Center. It's taken from a festival of singing and dancing that was held in the capital long ago in the hopes of fostering peace. Maybe the origins of this festival are found in the story you just told me.
Do you truly think so?
Noble houses divided with the capital between them? Singing and dancing in the center for peace? I don't think it's a coincidence.
Now that you say it, I find I must agree. Which would mean that you, Dorothea, diva of the Middle Franc Opera Company, might use your talent to bring about the end of war. That would be quite something were it to come to pass.
I wonder. But let's put old tales aside for now and continue our lessons, shall we? Perhaps if we pray and sing for peace, happiness really will find us all.